your voice off.
So here's what we're gonna do. These sticky notes are questions that I'm gonna ask you throughout. They're all in the book. If I ask you guys a question, what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise one finger if we think yes, and two fingers if we think no. So for example, do you guys like cupcakes? One is yes, two is no. Awesome. I like cupcakes too. Okay. The book we're reading today is Flat Stanley. So, has anyone read this book before or heard of this book? No? Okay. So for Chloe, what do you think might happen if we're talking about a boy named Flat Stanley? Alright, and we're gonna figure that out. Right? Chapter 1. The Big Bulletin Board. Breakfast was ready. I'll go wake the boys, Miss Lambchop said to her husband, George Lambchop. Just then their younger son, Arthur, called from the bedroom he shared with his brother Stanley. Hey, come look, hey! Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop were both very much in favor of politeness and careful speech. Hay is for horses, Arthur, not for people, Mr. Lambchop said as they entered the bedroom. Try to remember that. Excuse me, said Arthur. But look! He pointed to Stanley's bed. Across it lay the enormous bulletin board that Mr. Lambchop had given the boys at Christmas ago, so they could pin up pictures and messages and maps. It had fallen during the night on top of Stanley. But Stanley was not hurt. In fact, he would have still been sleeping if it had not been woken up by his brother's shout. What's going on here? He called out cheerfully from beneath the enormous board. Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop hurried to lift it from the bed. So, would you guys actually be okay if you were squished by bulletin boards? You think yes or no?
No.
You don't think so? Okay. Alright. We're gonna remember this one. We're gonna set that up other than that. Heavens, Miss Lambchop said. Gosh, said Arthur. Stanley's flat. As a pancake, said Mr. Lambchop. Darndest thing I've ever seen. Let's all have breakfast, Miss Lambchop said. Then Stanley and I will go see Dr. Dan and hear what he has to say. In his office, Dr. Dan examined Stanley all over. How do you feel, he asked. Does it hurt very much? I felt sort of tickly for a while after I got up, Stanley said. But I feel fine now. Well, that's mostly how it is with these cases, said Dr. Dan. We'll just have to keep an eye on this young fellow, he said, when he had finished the examination. Sometimes we doctors, despite all of our years of training and experience, can only marvel at how little we really know. Miss Lambchop said she thought Stanley's clothes would have to be altered by the tailor now, so Dr. Dan told his nurse to take Stanley's measurements. Miss Lambchop wrote them down. Stanley was 4 feet tall, about a foot wide, and a half an inch thick. All right. What were you going to say? Yeah, he was just like you go to the doctor sometimes. He was just at the doctor. Okay. So remember 1 or 2. Was the doctor concerned? Is he concerned? Yes, or 2? No. About Stanley. Okay. Did he have any advice for Stanley, or was he just kind of like, this kind of stuff happens? Well, that wasn't one that you can do yes or no to. So, what do you guys think? Raise your hand. Yes, no. You didn't have any advice. Okay. Right. All right. Chapter 2. Being flat. When Stanley got used to being flat, he enjoyed it. He could go in and out of rooms, even when the door was closed, just by lying down and sliding through the crack at the bottom. Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop said it was silly, but they were quite proud of him. Arthur got jealous and tried to slide under a door. He just banged his head. Being flat could also be helpful, Stanley found. He was taking a walk with Mrs. Lambchop one afternoon when her favorite ring fell from her finger. The ring rolled across the sidewalk and down between the bars of a grating that covered a deep, dark shaft. Mrs. Lambchop began to cry. I have an idea, Stanley said. He took the laces out of his shoes and an extra pair out of his pocket and tied them all together to make one long lace. Then he tied one end of that to the back of his belt and gave the other end to his mother. Lower me, he said, and I will look for the ring. Thank you, Stanley, Miss Lambchop said. She lowered him between the bars and moved him carefully up and down from side to side so that he could search the whole floor of the shaft. So what did Stanley's mother use to lower him into the grave? Yes, Eric. From his shoelace. Yeah, right. Do you think that there would be a better way for maybe his mom to lower him into the grave? Yes.
Maybe he could, instead of like doing all of that, he could just go, like, since he's flat, he could try to slide in without using, like, the rope to move around and stuff. So he could slide right in and then find the ring and then go back.
Right, but remember that it said it was covering a deep, dark shaft. So he didn't want to get lost, right? That's a good idea. Yes. Okay. Two policemen came by and stared at Miss Lambchop as she stood holding the long lace that ran through the grating. She pretended not to notice them. Now, raise your hand and tell me what you think the police officers might say. What do you think? Yep. Yeah.
Oh, nothing. Just trying to push your legs.
Yep. Do you have something else?
What are you doing, ma'am? Nothing. I'm just trying to go fishing for gold.
Fishing. Alright. What's the matter, lady? The first police officer asked. Is your yo-yo stuck? I'm not playing with a yo-yo, Miss Lambchop said sharply. My son is at the other end of this lace, if you must know. Get the net, Harry, said the second policeman. We've got a cuckoo. Just then down the shaft, Stanley cried out, Hooray! Miss Lambchop pulled him up and saw that he had the ring. Good for you, Stanley, she said. Then she turned angrily to the policeman. A cuckoo indeed, she said. Shame. The policeman apologized. We didn't get it, lady. We have been hasty. We see that now. People should think twice before making rude remarks, said Miss Lambchop, and then not make them at all. The policeman realized that it was a good rule and they should try to remember it. So, speaking of the think before you speak rule.
Good morning, teachers. Excuse the interruption. If you have any waivers returned for tomorrow's Read to Succeed fundraiser, would you please send a student down to the office with them now so that we can go ahead and figure out who still needs them to return? If you're in third grade, you can call the office if you have any to be picked up. Thank you.
So, the think before you speak rule, do you think that applies to everyone or just policemen? Go ahead, raise your hand and tell me. Yes, what? What? Is it always the nicest thing?
Just blowing out words. You don't know what you're going to say.
Alright. One day, Stanley got a letter from his friend Thomas Anthony Jeffrey, whose family had moved recently to California. A school vacation was about to begin, and Stanley was invited to spend it with the Jeffreys. Oh boy, Stanley said, I would love to go. Mr. Lambchop sighed. A round-trip plane or train ticket to California is very expensive, he said. I'll have to think of some cheaper way. Alright. Oh. What? Raise your hand and tell me what you think a cheaper way to get Stanley to California might be. Yes, sir. You're right. It would be faster, but he's thinking of expenses. So what would be the cheapest way to get him there?
Put him in bag now.
Let's see if you're right.
Oh, I was gonna say put him in bag.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Alright. When Mr. Lambchop came home from the office that evening, he brought with him an enormous brown paper envelope. Now then, Stanley, he said, try this for size. The envelope fit Stanley well. There was even room left over, Miss Lambchop discovered, for an egg salad sandwich made with thin bread and a toothbrush case full of milk. They had to put a great many stamps on the envelope to pay for both airmail and insurance, but it was still much less expensive than a train or airplane ticket to California. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop slid Stanley into his envelope along with the egg salad sandwich and the toothbrush case full of milk and mailed him from the box on the corner. The envelope had to be folded to fit through the slot, but Stanley was a limber boy, and inside the box straightened right up again. Miss Lambchop was nervous because Stanley had never been away from home alone before. She rapped on the door. Can you hear me, dear? She called. Are you all right? Stanley's voice came quite clearly. I'm fine. Can I eat my sandwich now? Wait an hour, and try not to get overheated, dear, Miss Lambchop said. Then she and Mr. Lambchop cried out, Goodbye, goodbye, and went home. Now, if Stanley was real, do you think that flying him to California in a mail would be the best option?
No.
No. Would it be the safest option? Yes or no? Yes. I mean, he's shot that.
The only thing why when he's speaking up if he was real, because it's an envelope. A bird could try and get it and then back into it.
Yep.
And see what's that.
Yes.
I don't know. If the envelope wasn't a bit open,
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to breathe, right? Alright, so can you guys think of maybe a safer way that's also cheap? Let's think about it for a second.
Do a cargo bag and then have someone that's going to California, like carry a bag and put it on the plane.
Oh, through the airport? Oh, gosh.
And put it in the airplane and you can get out.
Yeah. Okay, that's not so bad. We're gonna keep going, okay? Alright. Stanley had a fine time in California. When the visit was over, the Jeffreys returned him in a beautiful white envelope they had made themselves. It had red and blue markings to show that it was airmail, and Thomas Jeffrey had lettered it valuable and fragile, and this end up on both sides. Back home, Stanley told his family that he had been handled so carefully he never felt a single bump. Mr. Lambchop said it proved that jet planes were wonderful, and so was the Postal Service, and that this was a great age in which to live. Stanley thought so too. So, have you guys ever had anything sent to you by mail? Yes. Yes. Okay, for the people that have, was it, look on the outside, was it dirty or was it, ripped up or no, not at all? No. So, and then, in your opinion, do you think that the Postal Service does good with handling packages? Yes or no? If it wasn't ripped up and it wasn't, trash. Alright. We're just going to read a couple of pages more. Chapter 3. Stanley the Pig. Mr. Lambchop had always liked to take the boys out with him on Sunday afternoons to a museum or roller skating in the park, but it was difficult when they were crossing the streets or moving about in crowds. Stanley and Arthur would often be jostled from his side, and Mr. Lambchop worried about speeding taxis or that hurrying people might accidentally knock them down. It was easier after Stanley got flat. Mr. Lambchop discovered that he could roll Stanley up without hurting him at all, and he would tie a piece of string around Stanley to keep him from unrolling and make a little loop in the string for himself. It was as simple as carrying a parcel. And he could hold on to Arthur with the other hand. Stanley did not mind being carried because he never much liked to walk. Arthur didn't like to walk either, but he had to. It made him mad. One Sunday afternoon in the street, they met Ralph Jones, an old college friend of Mr. Lambchop. "Well, George, I see you've got some wallpaper," said Mr. Jones. "Going to decorate your house, I suppose?" "Wallpaper?" said Mr. Lambchop. "Oh, no, this is my son Stanley." He undid the string, and Stanley unrolled. "How do you do?" If you were Mr. Jones and you saw somebody rolled up like that, raise your hand and tell me, what would you say? Yes, there. Are you real? Okay. Yeah.
I would say,
It's fake. Okay.
Like that's what we call it child.
Okay, good.
I was like, what happened to him?
What happened? Yeah. All right. We're going to see what he says. "Nice to meet you, young feller," said Mr. Jones. "George," he said to Mr. Lambchop, "that boy is flat." "Smart, too," said Mr. Lambchop, said Stanley is third from the top of his class at school." "Phooey," said Arthur. "That is my younger son, Arthur," Mr. Lambchop said, "and he will apologize for his rudeness." Arthur could only blush and apologize. Mr. Lambchop rolled Stanley up again, and then they set out for home. It rained quite hard when they were on the way. Stanley, of course, hardly got wet at all, just around the edges, but Arthur got soaked. Late that night, Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop heard a noise out in the living room. They found Arthur lying on the floor near the bookcase. He had piled a great many volumes of the Encyclopedia Britannica on top of himself. Cool. Why would Arthur stack a bunch of books on himself?
Wait, is Arthur a little boy?
Arthur is Stanley's little brother.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think? Now, why would he want to be flat? Right. Yeah. "Put some more on me," said Arthur when he saw them. "Don't just stand there. Help me." Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop sent him back to bed, but the next morning they spoke to Stanley. "Arthur can't help being jealous," they said. "Be nice to him. You are his big brother, after all." Next Sunday, Stanley and Arthur went to the park by themselves. The day was sunny, but windy too, and many older boys were flying beautiful, enormous kites with long tails made in all the colors of the rainbow. Arthur sighed. "Someday," he said, "I will have a big kite, and I will win a kite flying contest and be famous like everyone else. Nobody knows who I am these days." Stanley remembered what his parents had said. When he was a boy, he went to a boy whose kite was broken and borrowed a large spool of string. Now, what might Stanley's idea be? Yes, but use him as a kite. All right, and that's where we're gonna stop. Okay, we gotta line up. It is a Scholastic book, so you guys can. The book fair is from Scholastic, so you might be able to find it.
Is this the first one?
Is it the first one?
Yes.